I feel annoying speaking to Shimmer inside of me. Why do you do that? You changed the subject to purposely avoid answering me. No, that's not it, Princess. I'm trying to explain, and I think his story is the best way for me to do that. I am silent as Waltz reaches into his box of puppets. He pulls out two of them and motions for me to sit in front of him. He holds out a puppet to me, and I can tell he intends for me to wear it on my hand. My feelings on the subject must show on my face, but Waltz is resolute. Please. I do not know what this will achieve, but maybe this way I'll finally get some answers. Fine. Aww. Waltz takes a deep breath. Once upon a time, there lived a princess who was always alone. She spent most of her time inside her room as her mother, the queen, forbade her from going out. The princess's only company were her dolls. But the princess so badly wanted friends that she would always sneak out of the palace to play with the children who lived in town. What? It's as if he is narrating my childhood! How do you... But Waltz continues speaking as if he does not hear me. One day the princess met a boy. The boy was a few years older than her, and he was the queen's faithful servant? What? You were her apprentice? The boy could see how lonely the princess was, and his heart ached for her. They became friends. Every day he would sneak into her room and would play with her. They spent 2 years like that until the queen found out. The boy was sent away, and he never saw the princess again. Until a short while ago. I stumble back and the puppet slides off my hand as I stare at Waltz, my mind whirling. We've known each other for a long time, Princess. This cannot be true. Waltz looks at me again, his expression full of melancholy. I always see that look. He wears it whenever, even when he is happy. He seems to carry that sadness with him wherever he goes. We were friends. I never had any friends. I would have remembered. That's what you remember. Your memories have holes in them, gaps that you can't explain. How do you know that? Because I was there when the queen ordered that some of your memories be erased. Mother? But why? I don't believe you. I don't believe any of this. I didn't expect you to believe me. Why is he looking at me like that? He looks like he is in pain, but he cannot be telling the truth. I stand up straight, my hands clench into fists. I'm going back to my room. I almost run from the tavern area. Waltz does not try to follow me. Oh, Waltz's words loop persistently in my mind. We were friends. I can't believe that. I mean, honestly, no, I'm not surprised after the little foreshadowing of, oh, how they know each other for a long time. But, I mean, my God, he was there when her memories were erased. Like, come on. That's terrible. Her mother is so terrible. I sit on one of the chairs in the reception area, trying to put my thoughts in order. There is no way that he was my friend. Oh, what is this? What a delight to run into the princess at this hour. Though I must ask, why are you so awake, darling? Hi, Karma. I jump at the sound of Karma's voice. I turn to look at him. Karma frowns at the expression on my face. You look like you've seen a ghost. I can only stare at him in response. Oh my, is my beauty so captivating that you find yourself at a loss for words? No, I was just thinking. About how beautiful I am? His ego knows no bounds. I roll my eyes and change the subject. What are you doing up this late? A nighttime stroll? I find myself filled with ennui. I can't say that. Right. I will go and retire for the night now. Have a good sleep. It'll be another long day tomorrow. You do not have to remind me. You still have a ways to go before you get used to the commoner's lifestyle. I certainly struggle with it. Karma barely works. I only ever see him slack off. But wait. Are you a noble, Karma? Perhaps. 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 This is going nowhere. This tavern is full of secretive people. I wonder if this lifestyle has anything to do with his curse. Well, I'm not planning to get used to the commoner lifestyle. I will break my curse as soon as possible. Seems like we both have a long way to go before that happens, Princess. Oh, what's this? We don't want to play with you anymore. But why? We are friends, are we not? Friends? Who said that? You did. We were friends until you stopped sharing your toys. But that is because you still haven't, what? You haven't returned the toys I gave you. Return them? You gave them to us. No, I did not. Let's go play with our real friends. Yeah, our real friends aren't selfish. Wow, I warned you, dearest one. Didn't I tell you? People will only hurt you in the end. That's why I forbade you from playing with those children. I only want what's best for you. I am sorry, Mother. I am so sorry. Hush now, dearest one. Mother won't let anyone hurt you anymore. Chapter 4, family. 3 weeks have passed since my encounter with the king. I am once again in town with Waltz as he prepares for one of his shows. I have already lost count of how many of his shows I have watched at this point. The excursions have become part of my daily routine. Waltz has been insistent on training me as his assistant, so I've decided to play along. Even now, I'm helping him construct his booth, though he refuses to let me carry anything too heavy. I have experienced so many new things these past few months, things I'd always wanted to experience but had never told anyone about. Somehow Waltz knew about all of them. Even when he told me that we were childhood friends and insisted that my memories of him had been erased, I hadn't believed him. But now, I'm beginning to believe that he is telling the truth about this forgotten friendship. Waltz smiles at me from where he's assembling the front of the booth. You used to dream about getting out of the palace of Angielle. Now you're here. You can't imagine how happy that I am that I can finally fulfill all the promises I made to you. I still have reservations about believing your story, but, Waltz, even if you didn't know me a long time ago, I am not the same. I hand him the small curtains for the booth. My head dips so that I do not have to look him in the eyes. I am not the child you used to know. I know that. But I also believe that the girl I knew all those years ago, the one who was always so happy over the smallest things, that kind, sincere girl, she's still you. Aww. How can that be when I don't think I've ever truly known what happiness feels like? After Waltz hangs the curtains, the booth is complete. I expect him to step out from the side as he always does, but he sets his palms down on the table instead and looks at me. When I saw you again that day, I was so happy. I thought fate had brought you back to me. Waltz's voice is very soft when he speaks. But then you still didn't recognize me. Waltz's voice trails off and I frown. There are still so many things he's not telling me. Eventually, Waltz picks up his box of puppets and smiles at me brightly. Anyway, I've got a show to perform. Don't go anywhere. I notice that his smile does not reach his eyes as I watch him walk away. I look out at the crowd that has gathered for the show. There are a lot of families here today. I watch as 2 families approach each other. The adults begin to converse with each other while the kids run up to the front of the crowd to get a better glimpse of the show. Some of the children have shoes, but the parents are barefoot. All their clothes are dirty and torn. Their lives are clearly hard, but they are still smiling. I have never been in desperate need of clothes or food. I have never had to work for anything. I should have been happier than these people when I was a princess, but now I'm beginning to see that the material things that I have were never enough to buy me true happiness. Hello, everyone. I take a step off to the side as Waltz begins his show. Waltz weaves through his stories as seamlessly as he always does, captivating his audience with every word, but I am not paying attention. My focus is locked on the 2 families standing near me. When I see these people, I cannot help but wonder, what kind of life have I been leading? Ooh. Waltz's show was a success yet again. He is smiling from ear to ear as he counts the coins he has earned as a reward for his good performance. You look happier than usual. I am. I've been saving money for a special toy and now I can finally buy it. He says he does not like to be treated like a child, but he gets so excited whenever he mentions a new toy. I pause at the sound of laughter and look up to see a group of children talking excitedly to each other as they approach Waltz and I. Ah, this might be an opportunity. Making these children happy might be a good deed. What? Waltz ignores me as he jogs up to the children. Waltz! The group of children swarm him, talking loudly as they each try to cling to him in some manner. We've been waiting forever for you to come back. But I was here a couple of days ago. But you didn't have time to play. Can we play now? Please, please, please. We've been good just like you told us. The boy looks around at the group of children. They all nod their heads with eager agreement. Well, if you've been good, as you say, how could I say no? The children cheer. I'm going to start counting now. Come on. He won't find us this time. The children disperse the area. I watch them go with disinterest. That's your cue to hide, princess. What? Why do I need to take part in this? You don't want to play? But we used to play hide and seek all the time. I am fairly certain I've never played a game like this with anyone before. Is this another memory that was taken from me? Big sister, play with us. A little girl runs up to me and begins to pull me along with her. Hey! I look at Waltz, but he only smiles at me. It seems like I don't really have a choice. Waltz turns to face the wall. He covers his eyes and begins to count. Before I can react, the little girl has let go of me and is running off. What is going on? I turn around. I turn and see a boy hiding behind a barrel. You have to hide before he finishes counting. They didn't even explain the rules of this game. How was I supposed to know what to do? I look around to find places that I might hide. Maybe behind the tree? Behind the fountain would also work. Or those wooden crates. Oh no, go behind the wooden crates. That's like out of sight. Ready or not, here I come. I cannot believe that I'm sitting on dirt to avoid being seen. My dress is getting soiled because of a child's game. Found you. Oh, my heart begins to race as I turn to look at him, but I realize that Waltz has found one of the children. Oh, it wasn't me. Wait, why am I worried about being found? Got you. Every so often, I hear Waltz proclaim that he's found someone, but he still hasn't found me. Do I get something if I win this game? You still haven't found Big Sister yet. You're right. Right, where could she be hiding? This is quickly becoming boring. Found you. Oh. I jump when I hear Waltz's voice behind me. He looks down at me in triumph. You won, princess. I won. Looks like you're an expert at this game. I am not. You just didn't look hard enough. That doesn't change the fact that you still won the game. You should be happy. Great job, princess. Waltz pats me on the back and smiles once again before he turns his attention back to the children. He is right. His praise makes me feel strangely happy. Why? Aw! Right, everyone, that's it. The children begin to whine, clearly disappointed. We only played one round. Now it'll be like that. I promise to play another game with everyone soon. Now run along. I'm sure your parents are looking for all of you. One of the children, a little girl, tugs on my sleeve. Thank you for playing with us, Big Sister. Please come again. She smiles up at me before skipping away to join the rest of the children. All the children head off together back toward the residential area of the town. They like you. How do you know that? Didn't you see how happy they were when you joined? Children are so easy to please. That's why I envy them. Adults aren't like children. They worry too much and don't appreciate the small joys in life. As we grow up, we forget how to be happy. Waltz may be right about that. When I was younger, my dolls brought me so much joy, but now... Anyway, since you won, you deserve a treat. A treat? You'll like it, I promise. I sit on a wooden bench waiting for Waltz to return. He said it would be easier for him to go along because he wanted to surprise me. I did not protest. I've been on my feet all day. I never thought I would be running around playing with children. I wonder what this treat is going to be. Every time we come to the plaza, it is always packed with people. Most of the popular shops are clustered in this area. I observe the town quietly before my eyes land on the statue of the king. He looks noble, riding a rearing stallion. The sight makes my heart twist uncomfortably. I am pulled out of my thoughts when a child trips and falls in front of me. He begins to cry. Should I do something? But before I can react, a man and a woman are there pulling the child up. The man takes the child in his arm as the woman rubs his back. There, my love. Mama and Papa are here now. I'm sorry. I watch as they slowly walk away, the mother still crooning to her child. Mother would always get angry with me if I was about to cry. I wonder what it's like to be comforted like that. Sorry to keep you waiting. Are you okay? I keep the family in sight for as long as I can before turning to Waltz. I'm fine. Here. Ooh, a candy apple. What is this? A candied apple. A long time ago, I promised that I would bring you one, but I wasn't able to keep that promise. That's why I'm fulfilling it now. I do not recall such a promise. I twirl the candy, expecting its glazed and shiny appearance. I didn't know you could make an apple look like this. I promise there are no poison apples here. These ones are just sweet. I sniff at the candy. Sweet. Aw, I take a small bite. Well, I become so immersed in my taste test that I do not even hear Waltz. The candied apple tastes like nothing I've ever tried before. This is good. I take another bite, another bigger bite. Is that a smile I see, princess? Oh, is she smiling? What? I wasn't smiling at all, was I? When I get some extra money for my shows, I'll make sure to treat you again. I have lots of favorites to show you. There are more desserts like this? Of course, I'll make sure you try all of them. Waltz stands and moves over to a trash bin so that he can dispose of his finished apple. It's getting late. Let's go back to the march-in. Wow, okay, so far, I mean, we found out a lot about Waltz. The next few weeks become a blur. I continue to help out in the tavern while sometimes accompanying Waltz for his shows. Though Waltz continues his lessons on goodness, I have yet to gain a single good deed. I am slowly starting to lose hope. It has been months since I was cursed, and I have still yet to complete a single good deed. Today I've been assigned the task of serving march-in customers. I honestly prefer my duties in the suburban. At least I do not have to mingle with all these people. I have only just entered the tavern when I freeze at the sight of a familiar face. Fritz! Oh my god, Fritz? His posture is stiff, his arms are crossed, and he's obviously uncomfortable. What is he doing here? How did he get in here? What? I walk toward him, but do not get far before he is in front of me, down on one knee with his head bowed. I finally found you, your highness. How does he remember me? How did he find me? Fritz? Princess, I have no idea what's happening, but the whole kingdom, everyone has completely forgotten you, and let us go somewhere else to talk. I interrupt Fritz when I notice all the stairs around the room. Not so fast. Seemingly from nowhere, Jurian and Garland are in front of me, separating me from Fritz. Lady Jurian, Sir Garland, I was told you left Angielle. What are you two doing here? I could ask you the same, Sir Fitzgerald. What are you doing here? Fritz is at a loss for words as he stares at Jurian, confused. Answer the question, Sir Fitzgerald. What are you doing here? I'm clearly reaching the end of my patience. Just let me talk to him. Neither Jurian nor Garland back down. If anything, they look more ready to draw their swords. I don't trust them. As I look at the three of them, I remember the story of Jurian and Garland's dismissal from the Order of Caldera. Sir Alcastra was the one that dismissed him, so perhaps they hold some type of grudge. Is it because Fritz is Sir Alcastra's son? I do not know why you do not trust Sir Alcastra, but Fritz is a completely different person. He is my knight. He would never harm me. We have our reasons for doing this, Princess. I sigh, rubbing at my forehead with my hand to try and dispel an impending headache. I swear, you lot are like a bed of snakes. Stop hissing at each other. Delora walks in from behind me, swatting at Jerry and Garland to move them. She smiles at Fritz before turning to beam that same smile at Jerry and Garland. If you are so concerned, then feel free to chaperone the princess with her knight. I'm sure the two of you can handle it if he tries to do something funny. Fritz's voice is quiet when he speaks. You know I would never hurt her. Fine. I glare at Jiren and Garland when we are in the reception room. Thankfully, they take the hint and retreat to the opposite wall far enough to give Fritz and I some privacy. Fritz speaks as soon as I sink into a chair. I haven't seen you in 4 months, Princess. It's been that long already? God. Did you know how worried I was when I woke up one day and realized that Princess Emily was in your place? To make things worse, no one remembered you? Not even the king? When I brought up Crown Princess Lucette, everyone thought I was delusional. Where do I even begin? I decided to start with the facts of my curse and how I meant to break it. So you have the Cinderella curse, and that's the reason you remained in the march-in. Yes. And you need to complete 3 good deeds to break it. That is right. And how many deeds have you accomplished, if you don't mind me asking? I frown as I shake my head. None. I do not think I am capable of doing good. Of course you are. I look up in surprise at Fritz's impassioned declaration. Let me start with this. I knew even when we first met that I was not what you were expecting. I wouldn't be surprised to know that I even disappointed you. But you never said a word of complaint, even in the beginning when I made lots of mistakes. And we both know how clumsy I was in the beginning. There is kindness in you, Princess. I know this for a fact. Even when I look away, I can still feel Fritz's eyes and smile directed at me. Anyway, if everyone has forgotten who you are, how is it that I can still remember you? Because you're cursed. There's only one reason that makes any sense, though it brings up more questions than answers. Those who have the Fairytale Curse are not affected by the conditions of another person's curse. Wait, are you saying that I'm cursed? Unless you are secretly a witch or a fairy. No, I'm definitely human, I can assure you of that. What about Lady Jurian and Sir Garland? Jurian speaks up from her corner of the room. Though the knights have been feigning disinterest, there is no doubt they are listening in on our conversation. We aren't cursed, so unfortunately we don't remember Princess Lucette being, well, crowned princess. We only found out when she came here. I see. Fritz's distress is apparent as he looks grimly down at the floor. He hasn't admitted to having the curse, which means that he either doesn't know he has it or refuses to tell me. I can't believe this. How could I have the Fairytale Curse and not know about it? Have there been no differences in your life lately? I suppose I've been more forgetful lately. Does that count? You've always been forgetful. I know. Fritz's posture stiffens as Jarian walks toward us from the other end of the room. Her arms are crossed and her gaze directed at Fritz is filled with suspicion. How are you able to find this place? Fritz looks back at me as if asking permission, and I nod. I've been dispatching scouts throughout Angielle to look for the princess ever since she disappeared. A girl matching her description was seen in this area entering this house. When my scouts entered this place, they found it empty and abandoned. I figured that this was as good as a place as any to start looking for traces of her. Though I was expecting an empty house, not a tavern full of people. Only those with the curse or certain people are permitted, such as Jared and myself, can enter this place and see it for what it is. So I really am cursed then. Fritz is silent for a few moments as he considers what was just said to him. That does explain things, no, not as much as I'd like. Fritz stands. I still have many questions to ask, but I am expected back at the palace. Fritz turns to look at Jarian and Garland. I don't know why the two of you are here, but I'm glad that you are. I know I can trust you to keep the princess safe. Please take care of her. You don't have to tell us twice. Fritz smiles in reply before turning once more to bow to me. Until we see each other again, princess. I don't think we're going to see him again. I don't think we're going to see him again. There's no way, because he's going to lose control. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to say nothing else. A week goes by after Fritz leaves the tavern and my luck does not change. I am still unable to complete a single good deed. I want to ask Parfait if she knows anything about Fritz and his curse, but she has been absent from the tavern for more than a week. What? When I asked Allura why Parfait was missing, all the witch said was that Parfait was busy dealing with the rapid spread of the Fairytale Curse. Whatever. Today I am accompanying Waltz to the toy shop to buy materials for his upcoming show, but now I cannot find him. He was by these shelves earlier. Where has he gone? I turn a corner and my gaze is caught once more by the dolls on display. One particular doll catches my eye and I cannot help but marvel at its beauty. Aww! That's a pretty doll. If only I had enough money to buy you. I notice a man standing just to the right in front of the teddy bear display shelf. Isn't that the father I saw with his daughter a few weeks ago? He is looking at the teddy bear that his daughter wanted, the one he did not have enough money to buy. I watch as he opens one of his clenched hands. There are some gold coins on his palm. I glimpsed the price tags of the teddy bears earlier, and I'm certain that this man doesn't have enough money to afford the one he's eyeing. I thought I have enough saved by now. Now what do I get her for her birthday? Aww. The man heads for the next shelf over. He raises a hand to rub at the back of his neck. I walk over and pick up the bear the man was just looking at. It is very soft and somehow comforting to hold. I can see why the girl liked this one. I begin to move toward the counter without realizing. I hold the teddy bear to me with one hand and reach for the bag of coins with my other. The king gave me this money all those months ago, but I never used it. If I buy this bear, I would be completely broke. Miss? Could you wrap this for me? Of course. After she has finished wrapping the bear, I turn to search for the father. It seems he is no longer in the shop. Oh no. Has he left? Wow, that's a big toy you got there. Waltz appears with a bright smile on his face. He leans forward to inspect the package I'm holding. I need to find him. Who? I am sure he hasn't gone too far yet. Hey, wait! Oh, come on, girl. We got a mission. Where is he? Princess, where are you going? Okay, explain. There's someone I need to find. Did you happen to see the man eyeing the large teddy bear earlier? I think I caught a glimpse of him. Why? We need to find that man. I must give this to him. I'm about to run off into the crowd when I feel Waltz's hand on my sleeve. I turn to snap impatiently at him, but find my annoyance dying at the expression on his face. Look, I'm not entirely sure of what is happening, but I'll help you. But you have to stay with me. We shouldn't be separating this crowd. Fine. Waltz keeps his pace with me as I almost break into a run. It would be difficult to find that man with all these people around, but we should at least try. Waltz and I search for hours, but we never find him. I don't even know his name. We can try again tomorrow. It's going to be dark soon. But it's her birthday. Who? I ignore Waltz. In the brief second that I close my eyes, I can see the man's pregnant expression in my mind. I sit down on a bench and clutch the rat bear to my chest. He wanted to buy this bear for his daughter's birthday because he loves her. A familiar ache flares up in my chest. I have spent my whole life wanting the king to treat me the same way that man treats his daughter. Lucette. I promise you will look again first thing in the morning. Sorry if y'all can hear background noise. My house is loud right now, like always. Well, then I head back to the margin, but the weight in my chest slows me down. It's not likely to be this sad for a stranger. You've changed. Have I? Welcome home, Papa. Oh yeah, it's her. We found her. The girl's voice is familiar. I whirl on my heels and stare at the little girl in the doorway of one of the homes. I had thought we were too late, but we found them. The little girl runs from her home to wrap her arms around her father, who picks her up and pulls her into a tight hug. I'm sorry I'm late, sweetheart, but you're here now. Mama, Papa is here. We can start my birthday party now. The girl wiggles out of her father's embrace and runs back into the house excitedly. The man is carrying a small box in his hand, wrapped neatly with a ribbon. He looks down at the gift and sighs. But before he can go inside the home, I walk toward him and tap him on the shoulder. Excuse me. You were in the toy shop earlier. I was. We've been looking everywhere for you. For me? He looks first at me and then at the package I carry in my arms. Can I help you with something, miss? I heard that it was your daughter's birthday today. She's turning 7 today, but why? Here. Aww, Lucette! This is for your daughter. This is the toy you wanted to buy for her. Take it. No, I can't possibly. Just take it. The man seems to be too much in shock to reach out for the teddy bear. He shakes his head in wonder. You don't even know who we are. Why would you do something like this? I've been asking myself that all day. You love your daughter very much, don't you? She is my life. She and my wife. But I cannot pay you for this. Papa, why are you taking so long? The girl is suddenly at the door again, her wide eyes staring right at me. Who are you? The little girl clings to her father's leg. She looks curious but not afraid. I do not know what to say. This pretty lady here is your fairy godmother, little one. I turn to glare at Waltz. What is he playing at? Fairy godmother like the one in Cinderella? Yes. I shoot Waltz another warning look, but he only grins at me. She's come to fulfill your birthday wish. Isn't that right, my lady? Play along or tell the truth. No. Play along. Yeah. It is her birthday. I might as well play along. Yes, I am. Really? Waltz nudges me toward the little girl. I glare at him before I kneel down and hold the wrapped teddy bear out to her. What does Walt usually say to children when he gives them gifts? Oh, you have been a very good girl. This is for you. The girl reaches out and takes the bear. Her eyes light up as she stares at it. Is this the teddy bear? I nod and the little girl squeals, twirling around the wrapped teddy bear tight in her arms. Then suddenly she puts the bear down and throws her arms around my neck. Thank you for granting my wish, Miss Fairy Godmother. I am too shocked to react. Mama, look at what my fairy godmother brought me. I can only stare as the little girl runs back into her house with the gift. Thank you. I glance at the man, who much to my surprise has tears running down his cheeks. He is still somehow smiling through them. I will never forget your kindness. He dips into a short bow, then disappears into his home. Wow. Oh, wait, we got our first deed. I thought the light was something else. This is a piece of the glass slipper. Your first good deed. I stare in disbelief at the hovering piece in my hand. One moment it is there, the next it has been swallowed by a bright light and is joined with my pendant. I cannot believe it. She's smiling! She's smiling! Waltz, look! Ah! She's smiling! Ah! But Waltz is not looking at my new pendant. He is looking at my face, his gaze enraptured. What are you looking at? You just smiled. I did? It's as beautiful as I remember. I feel slightly embarrassed and I have no words as I quickly turn my head away. She got her first good. Oh my god, I'm so giddy. Like the first time that this happened to me, I was so giddy and I'm still giddy. I'm glad you decided to play along with my story. You made her birthday extra special by making her believe that you were her own fairy godmother. that no matter how tough things are, every child has someone watching over them so as long as they're good. My hands are still in the slipper when I hear an unfamiliar voice behind us. Cinderella's glass slipper, huh? We both turn around and stare at a man standing a few feet from us. He is cloaked in darkness, but I can still make out his grin. It's Varg, it's Varg, it's Varg. Hello, princess. It's Varg.